Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at SPY, QQQ, and then tech stocks, that is Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Netflix, Google, and Amazon. I changed the sequence of the tech stocks there a little bit. So what is the market doing? Let's take a look at all of that. We are seeing a continuation of the sell-off. So let's take a look at the structure across these indices and stocks, and let's identify what are the levels to watch, what type of trades that could be taken, and if the trades are already in play, is this the time to take partial profits on the short side and whatnot. So before that, I also want to let you know none of this is any financial advice and is only for education purposes. All right, so SPY, well, so the blue box that you are seeing over here is the one that I provided you. As long as SPY either is in this blue box or stays above the bottom of the blue box, technically the overall structure on this is not bearish, right? However, yes, dipping below 555 and 98 cents is the weakness that is that has to be taken into consideration, because below this it's like a zone of, okay, you shouldn't be trading bullish below 555, but this still doesn't change just the structure bearish. That will be below 550 area. So this is a zone of indecisiveness, a zone of bulls can still rotate over here, but intraday weakness here can be traded short, which would have been here down to 20 days moving average, because we were already intraday going lower and we lost one of the levels of 555, significant level. Now the play is, though, if it's more clear if I take you to the hourly interval. And on the hourly interval, you can see that the rebound that came a little bit, we failed. And what I provided you to watch in my video yesterday was, if we come lower and if you find a support at 200 hours moving average with a wick forming and a green candle coming with a close on that, then potentially that may start to become a pivot. But what do we see? We see a red candle. Some buying happened just for scalping though at 200, but did we see any green candle close up here showing us that some rebound may be forming with the pivot down here? No. The next candle we just saw a flush, right? And so once you see the weakness already seeping in and it's on the lower time frame, you have to have multiple charts on your screen for these type of trades. And then when you see also on the 5 minutes interval that the levels are breaking to the downside and the rebound that came is also getting sold off, then pretty much that's a flush, and those are the type of intraday trades that you would take, right? So also, not just that, on the intraday, yes, things are still cooling off and they're bearish on the intraday. On the overall structure, I already talked about on the daily interval that until the bottom of the blue box, that's the area. If you lose that as well, then the structure is all full on negative. But this is also, once this trend line is formed, like the pivots, you just follow this. And now the upside play only would happen on intraday with good confirmation if we can get out of this trajectory of the trend line back again to the upside. Otherwise, no, you can see any rebound that is also coming here as well. It's just getting shorted underneath of 200 hours moving average. So intraday, we already have weakness. And this intraday can turn into full-on bearishness if we also lose 550, which will be on the overall structure as well. Until then, you have to still, respect the technicals here and for the structure. But again, you don't buy blindly. You have to see if those pivots hold. And again, principles of trading are same across all the stocks. And when we get out of this pivot trend line and then we see some consolidation, then only it will become a long play again to the upside. Otherwise, no, intraday weakness will continue to remain, and then this will eventually lead to the break of the structure, which then turns into more sell-off. But yes, blue box is the level, is the box to watch, is the area to watch on the SPY for the change of the structure. That is, it's in the midst of it now. Let's see if it confirms that fully, or intraday, as I showed you, we are already bearish on SPY though, intraday. QQQ. So QQQ was already in the change of structure once we broke the blue box yesterday to the downside and lost below 20 days moving average as well. Today we are seeing just the continuation. We came down all the way to the next level of 476. The next significant level, you're seeing some buying happening there, but is this buying strong enough? Well, right now I'm not seeing any structure change back again to the upside, and this is the next level you are watching, 50 days moving average and so forth. But yes, it's in the downtrend right now. And even on the hourly interval, we have a pivot as well, lower pivot here on this. We are below 200 hours moving average already, guys, on this. You can see we came back up, rejected the underneath of this blue box as well level, right? And we continue to sell off, and yeah, QQ is just forming lower highs, lower lows, and it's bearish. Microsoft, so let's take a look at that. The reason you are seeing the difference between SPY and QQQ is because, guys, SPY is S&P 500. It also have other type of stocks, lot of blue stocks as well, and but blue chip stock, I mean, and not chip stock, but the blue collar stocks, right? And the market usually, when it goes through the rotation, tech stocks are heavily weighted in QQQ. That's why you see if there's a huge sell-off in tech stocks, QQQ will react the most. All right, Microsoft. So Microsoft, the one level I provided you was break below blue box is when we'll come down to 50 days moving average. That's a play. We got that. And this is the blue box. Another one I provided down here around 430, that this is where the some strong support is. So let's see if it continues to get bought back up here. But for it to turn back again to the upside, you will have to see on the hourly interval. Technically, right now, trend is negative on Microsoft full on. But back again to the upside, guys, we have this trend line as well on Microsoft. It will be only a good upside play only if we get out and above of this trend line, and also you will have to see it get above 441 with this trend line, then only. Otherwise, yeah, it's just a negative play, a downtrending play, and if price action keep rejecting at this trend line or at these significant levels, lower highs, lower lows, it's just a downside play. Just stay with the trend, stay with the structure, and accordingly have a position. And if any position is taken, you have to have a stop loss on the other side. Apple, yes, it's selling off, but guys, Apple structure overall is not bearish. That will be break of the structure would come below 220 on it. But intraday, yes, the weakness is already there. So intraday it's going down, intraday it has been bearish, and let's go to the hourly interval. And today we lost 200 hours moving average. We didn't see any support there. And you can see no green candle came, no pivot formed, no trend to the upside was broken, and we also have almost a pivot here now, right? So you can use this as well, a trend line, and yeah, it's negative. If Apple continues to stay below 200 hours moving average, rebound with the negative direction of this trend line, rejection underneath that is just a downside play. And only upside play if it gets above that trend line. But also the place where it's finding a little bit of rebound is where close to 20 days moving average. So that's an intraday rebound, right? Overall structure here, guys, technically it's still bullish as long as we stay above this 220 area. All right, and accordingly, intraday cool-offs you can trade based off of those lower highs, lower lows, the trend line, and also pivots as they are forming are provided. But then once we come back down here, then you are seeing, okay, is this going to form support consolidation here, get out of those trend lines, get out of those lower pivots as they're forming on the lower time frame, and then things will again become back again to the upside if these levels hold, the one that I provided. So this is where you have to see the price action. All right, Meta doing a rebound, but guys, structure hasn't changed bullish. All right, this is just a rebound that is coming today. Meta technically is still in the downtrend on hourly interval. This is something I talked to you guys yesterday, that a rebound may come. And if we come up here, come back down, and a pivot forms and a rebound may come, and that would be at least 475. We got this level. Now you're watching the level up here, 50 hours moving average. And if Meta consolidates here, forms another higher pivot here, then yes, this can continue higher up. And then we'll have to see level by level break though, right? And but yeah, one candle is not sufficient enough. I need to see 2-3 candles here with a higher pivot. Then only things will again start to look back again for it to upside. Otherwise, now. Netflix tried to rebound, but it's selling off. But again, this is the level you are watching, 635. Provided this pretty much once we lose this blue box, will come down there to 50 days. And after 50 days, it's going to reject underneath of that blue box. We got all those plays. And now this is the level. We came pretty close. Those were the plays, right? 635. Now, if we lose 635, which might take some time and a while, but if we lose 635, then there is much more weakness. That will be a bigger weakness though on this one, right? So that's Netflix. Google continues to sell off since the time we lost that 20 days moving average and this level of 184.54 cents. Now we are reacting at 50 days moving average. Again, it's in the downtrend once we lost that level 184.54 cents, and it's just continuing lower. And if I take you to the hourly interval, yeah, right now it's just in the downtrend, guys. Below 200 hours moving average as well. Lower highs, lower lows. Classic lower highs, lower lows on this one, right? And yeah, guys, there's nothing to the upside on this one. Let's see which trend line on this. You can follow this one because the last two pivots is what we need to follow at least. And yeah, so this is still in the downtrend though. All right, Amazon. And accordingly, on the other side of the structure of the pivot, you will have a stop loss, whatever position you are taking, but that has to be at the structural changes. Amazon is bearish since the time we lost the blue box. We lost 20 days moving average, and the blue box, it's just lost this level as well, 190, and it's just trending downwards from there. Right now, I'm not seeing any bullish structure on this. It's full on in the downtrend. And if I go to the hourly interval, and yep, below 200 hours moving average, lower highs, lower lows. You can see today also we came back up to into that blue box, rejected underneath of that, sold off, right? And clearly you can see all the previous pivots are being rejected here. Now this is the another pivot. You can use the significant levels and the areas of the pivots, and if it rejects there, it's just a continuation of the downtrend sell-off, right? And with that, you can also use these trend lines. Now, somewhere around here, and with the combination of the significant levels and the pivots with this trend line is what you can use to see how the price action reacts here. As long as it continues to reject, it's just the downtrend. All right, and as long as it also rejects underneath of the pivots, it's just in the downtrend. All right, that's Amazon, guys. That's it for this video, and if you found it helpful, valuable, please hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next videos. If you need access to my tools, links in the description below. All right, bye.